Top of the, good evening. Street2Spirit going live on this evening. Plan to do it a little different way on my other page that I built strictly for this. But I'm having complications, I guess, because I haven't been up there for 60 days. They said I can't do it. So I'm up here right now, going live, doing what I do. About to pour out some Kingdom Truth about Street2Spirit. Y'all know, trying to get the brand out there. Definitely about to get some things going for it. Wait till some people start tuning in, tapping in. I see you, Lamar. What's up, bro? I'm definitely here, about to get it booming a little bit. Y'all know we about to go in on the Street2Spirit mentality. I'm gonna deal with the drug dealer mentality today. We're gonna go a little deep into it. You know, I gotta make this thing a little different for some folks. Cause I know a lot of people ain't aware of the true reality of what's going on in them streets for real, and what's really happening in our mental as we live in that street mentality and living that life. So today I want to touch some bases and deal with some subjects in that manner and really go in depth about that thing and start speaking a little bit about it and really show people what that mentality really like. Everybody, not everybody, but those that's been in the streets and majority of people that's on my Facebook, that's on my Instagram, y'all know it, y'all know the count, y'all know what I've been through. I'm going to touch on a lot of different mentalities. I'm going to speak on a lot of different things and I'm going to speak from experience. That's the difference. This is a what do they call this is a one-time declaration of a truth. I'm going to speak from experience. I'm not just going to talk. Everything I say and every mentality I speak on, except one, I'm going to let y'all figure out that one. That reality of that mentality, I'm going to speak on it, but I never lived it or experienced it. But all the rest of them, I'm speaking from experience. But because I have a lot of awareness and understanding about this street mentality and how things work in these streets, I'm going to speak about a lot of different things. But the objective is to transition people from the street to the spirit and start really giving up that mentality or teaching people how to understand how to properly understand the depths of living in the streets and moving from the streets and moving around in the streets and coming into the spirit. And I'm going to go a little deep today, you know, and I got sisters in the building. I see people in the building already, but we definitely about to get this thing started. Got to get a little sharper into this thing. You know, I'm so upset. They try to loop my whole day off because they told me that I can't get it up here on my other page. I was trying to get my Street2Spirit page booming a little bit, but I ain't tripping though. By the grace of y'all, this thing gonna get booming and this thing gonna begin to get going in a different direction. So by God's grace, it's all gonna work out in according to his plan. But today we're gonna deal on Street2Spirit. I ain't gonna talk to y'all too long about that. I'm gonna go in about this truth, this reality of Street2Spirit. Because this thing is a real life situation that many people like me come out of the streets. We had a mentality in the streets. We've been doing this thing for a long time and we've been really bound by the idea of it. But today, without further ado, so whoever in, you in, and we about to go in and everybody else can tap in. We about to go into the drug dealer mentality. The mentality of a drug dealer, someone who has adopted a mentality of making their financial gain through selling drugs. And the reality is the truth is in the streets. And I talked to one of my cousins today. He told me, he said, bro, be mindful of what you're going to say. I said, yeah, I already know what time it is, but the reality is I'm definitely going to give it and keep it 100 with everybody on this broadcast up here. Y'all know the count with me. I'm not going to never sugarcoat nothing. I'm going to be 100. So as we dealing with this street mentality of dealing with the drug dealer today, I need to throw out some realities of it. I don't know if you ever heard of pharmakia. Pharmakia is what we use as pharmacy. Pharmacy or pharmakia is actually drugs. It's for the terms of drugs. It's for pharmacy. It's for medicine. And in all actuality, people that's selling drugs or whatever we go about to handle with drugs, we are dealing with the spirit of pharmakia. The spirit of pharmakia is actually an entity in the spirit realm, and its whole objective is to produce or mass produce drugs. And drugs have an element and a connection to it as well of dealing with sorcery. Yeah, the element of drugs that people deal with don't even understand they're dealing with. It deals with the element of sorcery as well. Sorcery is connected to the element of dealing with drugs. So when you start thinking about drugs and you thinking about the ability of what we're doing, how we're putting chemicals together or manipulating powders and substances and put them together to make a substance that people to inhale or people to take in, we're actually dealing with the true nature of sorcery. So what y'all don't know is rooted or inside of the idea of being a drug dealer, we also have a tendency to dabble with witchcraft, and we don't even know we're in the mix of dealing with witchcraft because witchcraft is in the mix of sorcery. Yeah, drug dealers have a tendency to be messing with sorcery and witchcraft and don't even know it. See, we don't understand the depths of the stronghold because we don't understand the things that we really be doing or how we be doing it. We just do a thing because we can, but we don't even understand the true nature of how it's working out in the spirit realm. And the God of a drug dealer, even if you don't want to be real about it because you don't even notice that this is your God, is mammon. Jesus said it this way. He said, you cannot serve God and mammon. You're going to love one and hate the other. So the truth of the matter is when you love mammon, mammon is wealth. Mammon is money. Not saying that you can't make money, but when you're willing to break laws and do things contrary to the norm to get that money, you're hungry and thirsty after that money, you begin to adopt the mentality of the spirit of mammon. Mammon is actually an entity that's above, not down here with us. Spirit of pharmakeers was moving around with us trying to mass produce drugs so we can be entangled in them. Yes, we have a lot when you're dealing with the pharmakeer system. When you start dealing with pharmacists. I ain't gonna take y'all there because if I take y'all there, y'all gonna be like, oh, he going a little too deep. So I ain't gonna take you that deep. But I'm gonna take you to the dimension and the place that Yah has revealed to me to be able to express to his people. So people can begin to understand the truth of the matter of what we're really dealing with as people and understand the conditions of our hearts and the conditions of what we're really fighting with and dealing with as human beings. So as we begin to go on this journey of dealing with the drug dealer, because I'm aiming at the mind frame of a drug dealer, because I've been a drug dealer. I was young. I was 16. I was 17, moving them rocks. I was 16. I was 17, selling them bundles. I was 16. I was 17, moving on a high level because I began to understand and have the desire to make money. Because if you come from a background like I come from, if you come from the struggle that I've been in, you know what it's like not to have the finer things, not to have the nice shoes, not to have the nice clothes. And it was a part of my time, my life. I didn't care about those things. But then as I began to get older and I began to desire other things outside of myself, which is females don't know woman want no dude that's looking regular, looking bum, don't have nothing going on for herself. Even though some women will be interested, but most women won't. So when you're young and you don't understand, you begin to see what the dope boys getting and how they drive around the cars and they doing certain things. So you begin to admire the things that they're doing and the things that they have. So you want those things. And when you want those things, you're willing to do what they're doing to get those things. And you begin to produce the seed of that mentality. And the moment you get your first pack, that's when everything going. If you don't know what a pack is, I'm talking about somebody might give you an 8-ball. Somebody might give you 5 dimes. Somebody might give you a couple bundles of Iran, of that dog food, that heroin. They might give you these things so you can make a few dollars. But the whole time your mind is being trained of fast transactions. You begin to receive and understand the idea of a transaction, a fast transaction. I give you this substance, you give me money. I pocket the money, and now I can keep going from there. So I'm going to break this down for levels. I want y'all to understand, I'm going to deal with this thing on levels because when you start dealing with this mentality, you don't just pop up and you have this mentality. You begin to see the rush of this thing. And it happens with just selling dimes. So the person who's normally on the corner, on the block, he probably got a couple 8-balls. He probably got one 8-ball. You break an 8-ball down. An 8-ball is 3.5 grams. You break that thing down, you might come back with about, you might make about $300 off it. If they 0.2 grams, they 0.3 grams, you might make about 175, 180. And then you only spend like $100 for each 8-ball that you get. Or you might spend 125. It depends on if it's straight drop. So this is the mentality of the drug dealer. When he begin to get that 8-ball and he find himself cutting that thing up, he's putting in work. And the idea of him cutting these little pieces, that's $10, that's $20, oh, that's $30, that's $40. And you find in your hand, you discover that you have $200 worth of drugs in your hand. You have $200 worth of substance that's going to get you somewhere in life. That's going to make you put some money in your pocket. It's going to make you go to the candlelight or go to the store and be able to buy yourself something. Yeah, at a young age, when you're moving them drugs, you want to be able to do certain things at a young age. And now your mind is getting used to the cutting. Your mind is getting used to the throwing, the selling, the moving around. And you're just a dope boy. But that's not including the one who's pulling up in the car and dropping off that pack. This is a different mentality because this individual, either he has grew up and he's been doing it for a good while and now he's no longer have to be on the block. But what he does is he brings the drugs to people that's on the block. So he's driving around making plucks while they are standing on the block making plucks. So now what we're learning is the system. There is a system mentality being built. So now the person that's been dropping off the drugs, he moved from being on the block to being in the car. Now he's dropping off the 8-ball. So he probably moved without an ounce. He might be moving with a deuce and a quarter. If y'all know the deuce and a quarter, that's 2 ounces and 2 8 balls. Yeah, deuce and a quarter. That's 2 ounces and 7 grams. That's deuce and a quarter. And he's probably the one moving around doing those type of things and dropping it off at different people, 8 balls, selling 8 ball here, 8 ball there. But he's building up a mentality in his mind that money is this easy to make. Money comes so fast. I told y'all before, and I'm going to tell y'all again. One thing about a dope boy, when you had that dope boy mentality, you've lived that life and you really understand it. You know that I can turn and make $125. I can make $800 into $2,500 in a day. In 2 days, if that's what I'm looking for. This is the street mentality. And we begin to understand the concept, and that's what hooks you. What hooks a person is the ability to be able to make that money within an hour. The ability to make that money within 2 hours. And if it's the first, second, third, or fourth, when them Social Security checks coming out, oh man, y'all know what time it is. You're making that money like that. You're going to be reeing up like that. And now your mind is getting to a system and it's getting to an ability to re-up. You're producing things within yourself that locked you in to say, man, I can go buy this outfit. I can go buy this girl some shoes. I can go buy these things and I can come back and make this money all over again. I may have to start back at 250. I may have to start back at certain things, but I'm going to make that money all over again. What am I really saying? We're dealing with a mentality. I'm trying to teach you how the dope boy mentality works. And then from the deuce and a quarter, you go to a 4 and a baby. Then from 4 and a baby, you go to a Nina. 4 and a baby is 4 ounces. A Nina is 9 ounces. Then you go to 18 and a half a brick. 18 ounces, a half a brick. Then you go to 36. Now you're moving at a whole other level. And you built the mind frame of saying, man, this product is working for me. This product is moving for me. Then you find yourself getting entangled with some things. You might get tangled with the police. You might get in a situation with somebody. Then you gotta realize I gotta sell the block a little bit. Might gotta go get a job. But when you go get that 9 to 5 job, you're learning, discovering, man, I've been at this job for 8 hours. I've been at this job for 40 hours this week, and I only made $300 on the check. Ain't no way, because your mentality has been built to make so much money within seconds, so much money within hours. That's what you have been entangled with, and that's what you have embraced, and that you have come into. So you built a particular mentality within yourself dealing with this thing. And the thing about this dope boy mentality, even if he tried to sell something else, this is the thing about a dope boy. He can try to go sell a car, it won't move as fast. He can go try to sell a house, it won't move as fast. He can go try to sell all these different things and move fast. But when he get a drug in his hand, it's like he knows what to do with it. And it's not because that's what he wants. His mind is attached to a system that this system knows how to feed this particular behavior. And he gets confidence because the drugs empowers him with the ability to know he can be marketing. He can sell at a high rate. He gets strength when he's doing it. But trying to sell a car or trying to sell a house or trying to do something productive or do another type of business is not so easy. It's not the idea that he has. It's not something that he really wants to do because the process is the money still ain't coming at the rate that he wanted to come in. And this is the dope boy's mentality. We start on the corners. We start in a car. Then we start meeting the connects. Then we meet a plug. And once you get this mentality, then you build your own system. Now you got somebody on the block. Now you got somebody in the car. You're building your system, but you're bound by the system at the same time. We're bound by the system at the same time. We find ourselves stuck. This is how you know when you're stuck. Now we about to get real, y'all. When you've been selling drugs for 20 years, for 15 years, and you still where you was at when you first started, you are stuck. When you've been selling drugs for all this time, and if you only at the place of having a phone and your phone popping a little bit, you making about a band, 2 bands, 3 bands a week, you are in a trap. Your mind is stuck in a place. You have become accustomed to what you're dealing with, and you have accepted your condition. You are considered to be bound by the drug dealer mentality. Now you will never be comfortable getting a job unless somebody comes along and break the chain. Somebody come along and show you and pull you into something greater. If not, you will be stuck. And the bad thing about this type of dope boy And this level of drug dealing is that when you know you haven't moved or grown in decades or in a decade or in years and you're still doing it, you're in trouble in your mind. Your mind has come into a place where it has become comfortable to routine. You don't even realize you have become religious. You don't want to say that, huh? People don't want to talk about that. Everybody will say, man, I ain't trying to be no religious person. But you don't realize that religion only means do's and don'ts and get caught up in the system of do's and don'ts. And that's what the dope game does to a person as well. It puts you in a system of do's and don'ts. It puts you in a system of this is how far you can go and this is how far you can't go. This is what religion does as well. And it's the same system because it's the same mentality. This is the spiritual side of that reality, that you can get caught up in religion and not spirit. You can get caught up in religion and not relationship. And that's what happens when you have been raised and taught with a drug dealer's mentality and you try to come over or you try to figure out how to break it and you find yourself comfortable with routines that's contrary to breaking free and stepping into the true nature of spirit. Man, there's so many things that we pick up. There's so many things we do along this path, and we feel like we're stepping into something greater. But we have the same mind we had when we was pitching rocks. We got the same mind we had when we was getting bricks. We got the same mind we had. We're just now trying to do it in a different way. Because even though our desires have changed, maybe the mentality is rooted. So you're gonna find yourself connected to another system that makes your mind and your body comfortable to a system that connects with that routine. And religion will put you in the state and in a place of routine. And so many people get caught up in the routine of religion and they lose sight of do's and don'ts. Because if you've been in the streets, like I've been in the streets, you already know what the rules and what things you can and can't do. You also know if a dude been doing something for a long time and he ain't got up yet, what dude's doing is talking to you about you behind your back and they beating your back up. They stabbing you good and letting me know, man, he ain't never coming up. He don't even get it. He's stupid. He doing this junk and he ain't even making no money off it. He doing this and ain't even growing. So they're comfortable with selling you 8 ball. They're comfortable with selling you 7 ounces because they know you're going to be a consistent $250 for them every day. You're going to be consistent with that thing. You're going to make them feel good. You're going to make them know that no matter what, 2 or 3 days, he's going to come with this $250. He's going to come with this $200. And they're comfortable with keeping you in that state because you are comfortable being in that state. And that's what happens with certain drug dealer mentalities. And I'm talking about selling drugs. That's what I'm talking about. It's a street mentality that we get caught up in, and it causes our lives to repeat the same patterns in different areas. Why y'all think so many dope boys, they have multiple women that they mess with? However, they got this one woman that they ain't let nobody get to. They got this one woman that matters the most. They got this one woman, and they have a tendency to say, that's number one. So that's my side Jane and all this. But in all actuality, what it is that's the routine that reminds you of the life you're living. That is the same routine. It keeps your mind in that state of mind of being in a routine. So now you have a family member or somebody that you feel like you care about. And we have accepted the idea, and even women have accepted the idea of being that number one or being that number two. They have accepted the idea because everybody is trapped by the system of mammon. They're comfortable with receiving and being in these positions because mammon is taking care of everything. And if y'all don't know what mammon is money. Mammon is things that help you produce, that get that bag. That's mammon. Mammon rules that, and it rules the drug dealer. Pharmakia connects with the drug dealer. That's why so many dudes who have that number one, dang, boy, I'm about to go in. Hope y'all can handle this. That everybody that's doing dope boys who has that number one, she ends up with mental issues. She ends up having mental problems because she's worried every day. And because the spirit of pharmakia got to begin to work inside the line that's connected to the dope boy. Because that spirit is motivating everything that's going in his life. So now she has to get on medication to help her mentally. This is what happens, the results that happens, the price you pay of being a dope boy and loving someone who are in the game with you, but they're not they're not pitching the rocks with you. They're not pitching the bricks with you. They're not pitching the bundles with you, but they loving on you and they're connected to you and they're protecting you. This is what comes with that attitude. And now the spirit of pharmakia has to connect to something that you love because they want to stay in the family. This is how real this dope boy stuff gets. It gets real. The number two don't go through it like that. She just be the one that brings headache to the number one. The number three don't go through like that. She just brings headache to the number two to number one. But the dope boy is the focus. But he's comfortable with a particular one because he understands this one, no matter what these others do, this one is going to always be here because she is my religion. She is a part of my religion. And our religion is selling this work to get that bag. She's going to be a part of it. But she don't realize that she's playing a part into a system that's designed to help her and cause her to get into the mental state that she's going to be in. And she don't even know it. She don't even know it. The warfare that's coming into their house. The issues that's coming into their bloodline because of the decisions and choices that they make together. Yes, together. Once a woman enables a man to do it, she's accepted it. And once she's accepted, she's latched herself on and agreed with the spirit and don't even know it. And Farmer Kid going to have his way with her as well. If they got to make her put drugs into the kids, Farmer Kid is going to get into the house. Farmer Kid is going to get there. This is how this system works. This is what I'm trying to teach y'all about street to spirit. Because it works in the spiritual realm. We just don't see it because we're ignorant. And I can take you even deeper to speaking about what Mammon does to the bloodline, what Mammon does to the family. What Mammon does when that drug dealer punched somebody in the face and that person's blood spill on the ground. The moment that blood is shed, there is an agreement made with Mammon. Yeah, everything in the spirit realm needs blood. Everything in the spirit realm needs a pinch of blood to be able to be effective, to be able to do what it has to do. So when someone who's in the game causes someone to draw blood, or let's just say the dope boy don't do it, but he sends somebody to do it, and it's a contract through the cash, and they shed that blood, they're making a covenant with Mammon. They're paying the price for what Mammon allowing them to do in the area, and Farmer Kid begin to get stronger and stronger and stronger. This is the process of witchcraft working inside of the drugs. That's why in the scriptures, if you ever looked up the word sorcery, you will realize, or you let her look up the word drugs, it really means sorcery. Because you got to put chemicals together in order to make the drug. And when you begin to mix chemicals, you are practicing sorcery. And this is another spirit that's working with the drug dealer. And he don't even know it, and he don't even believe it. And honestly, he doesn't even care. See, I always wonder all these years, like, God, why do I have a strong ambition to want to sell drugs? I never knew it until God revealed it to me. Son, you've been practicing witchcraft and you so caught up in, you thinking about a witch. You thinking about a voodoo. You thinking about all this other stuff, but you don't realize when you begin to mix chemicals together, mix things together to make a product, you are practicing witchcraft. You're crafting something up that's contrary to the make of man, that's going to be oppose man, that's going to hurt man. And once you do that, you practice witchcraft because you're in a state of rebellion. And dope boys, we have a tendency to be in a state of rebellion and we don't even know it. Ignorant to the whole idea. And that was the last thing God had to break off me after 17 years being in prison. That was the hardest thing to break because that idea of money and that idea of what you can do with a product is a deep piece. And it will keep you bound. But the whole time, I've heard something the other day, I was watching something, and the dude on VMF, he was like, if I don't sell it, somebody out here will sell it, so I might as well sell it, get money for my family, and take care of the house, be able to pay the bills and do this. And I was just listening to that, and I was thinking about the justifying mentality to keep us bound to a system. And most of us have a tendency to be bound to a system and accept the results of a system by dealing with and indulging in a system that is designed to destroy us in the long run. Yeah, there are some people who get out, they shift over into other things, but that's a different mentality. That's not the dope boy mentality. And that's what people don't understand. I'm going to be y'all a million piece right now. And in a couple shows after this, I'm going to begin to discuss about the mentality of the hustler. Everyone thinks in their mind that the dope boy or the drug dealer is a hustler, but he's not. There are some drug dealers who are hustlers because they can hustle anything. But a true drug dealer cannot sell nothing else but drugs. because that's all their mind is capable of handling and producing. But a hustler is someone totally different. That is a whole different breed. They can hustle anything and anybody. They can hustle people. They can hustle products. They can hustle places. They can hustle so many different things. I heard what Jay-Z said. I can sell water to a well. That is hustling. This is a mentality on another level, and that's not a drug dealer. A drug dealer is bound by the system of drugs, and pharmakia controls the mentality of the drug dealer. Pharmakia controls the attitude of the drug dealer. And that's what goes on when people are dealing in that field. So now let's begin to shift street to spirit. Let's begin to shift into the spiritual aspect of things on a deeper level, because there is a fallen angel over this system, and he's controlling the rules and the guides of the streets. When you get plugged into a system, I had a dream the other day, and God began to show me in this dream what happens when you get plugged into this particular system, and what happens when you get entangled. It's like in this dream, I seen this creature or this man or this being. I thought it was a man. But you know how your skin looked like under, how your flesh looked like, and how your muscle and sinew look under your skin. This is how this person looked in the dream. And he was in my old neighborhood out Cedarwood. And if you ain't from Northville, you don't know nothing about Cedarwood. But he was in that neighborhood, and I was moving around with it, and I was trying to get away from it. And every time I try to leave, it's like an extra tentacle came out of his side or came out of his leg and plugged into me and snatched me back. And everywhere I went or everywhere I tried to go, I couldn't go without his permission. But when I was moving the drugs around in this dream, man, it was easy for him to let me loose because I was doing his bidding. What God began to teach me through this dream was that this system has tentacles to it. And it has to be fed according to your behavior. Your behavior feeds the system. So when you're moving in the path and the pattern of the system, this spirit, this force does not intervene into your life. But the moment you get off course and the moment you try to leave, that thing begins to grab hold of you and pull you back in. Because it needs to get you back on the path. Let's go into some deep things dealing with the spirit. If y'all don't know this, the thing about the spirit realm is they study paths. What they do is when Yeshua said that a spirit goes out of a man and goes seeking another place and can't find rest into dry places. Then he comes back, and when he came back, it found the man's house swept and clean. And now that he can't enter in, so he go get 7 more worse than himself. For them to come back into the person. And now the person is in a worse state than it was when the spirit left. Let me break that down for you. What that scripture really reveals to us is that how the spirit realm works, how spiritual realm works, how spiritual things works. Every demonic spirit or every force is based on pattern. When the scripture said that the house was swept clean, what it was is the pattern behavior of that individual has changed. A spirit cannot get on your path. It can't touch you if you're on a particular path. The moment you detour from the path, and it's the path that they live on or the path they operate on, they have access to you. Everybody say that spirits can't touch you unless you sin. That's not always the case. Spirits can touch you if you walk on their path. Because in the spirit realm, they look at patterns. That's the behavior. That's how spiritual forces control us. They base everything on patterns. So when the kingdom of darkness is trying to get you, some people say, man, I'll change, but everybody's trying to pull me back to my old ways. You know why they're trying to pull you back to your old ways? Because they're bound by the pattern. And that spirit trying to get you back in the pattern. Because you have detoured from the pattern. So what happens? They make chaos come into your life. And when chaos begins to come into your life, you begin to see things happen, and it pulls you slowly back to that pattern. And once you get back to that pattern, that spirit get back access to you. And when that spirit gets access back to you, it begins to try to control your life again. That's why, like Brother Lamar, you just went home and things are pulling you or trying to pull you back to where you once was. It's not that you have not changed. It's because the enemy recognizes you and it knows that you are no longer on the path you was on before you left. But that path and that pattern is still set for you. So the enemy want to get you back on the pattern. Many of us are struggling with the kingdom of darkness and struggling with the wars of our lust, of our flesh, because we have detoured away from the patterns of our life. And because we have moved and changed the patterns, the enemy cannot get on your line. And because he can't get back on your line or do what he wants you to do or you want to do, he has to send people your way. He has to send issues your way. He got to start fires in the direction you're going in, because he knows you can't properly see where you're going, because God don't reveal everything to us at one time. He allows us to go through situations in life to show us how to weave and move in the spiritual realm. That's why I was telling y'all it's called wind strategy, because we got to learn how to move like the wind. The enemy can't dictate our path, but we have a tendency to fall short and jump back on the old path. And the moment you jump back on the old path, that's when the enemy begins to attack your path. He begins to manipulate your thinking. You wonder, man, why am I thinking like this now? A couple of weeks ago, I wasn't thinking like this. It's because you have shifted your path. And now because your path has changed, the enemy is throwing things in your mind, causing you to remind you of old things that you have got rid of, or you thought you got rid of, but it's been dormant in the back of your head, waiting for you to step on the path. I need y'all to understand this, because the drug dealer mentality will lock you into paths and patterns that's based on the kingdom of darkness. And once you latch on and walk into these patterns, they're going to continue to have their way with you. It's like tentacles. And when you try to get off, if you have not left because of right reasons and because God has pulled you away, what the enemy is going to do, he's going to attack you in a particular way to get you back on the path, to get you back on the patterns. The spiritual realm loves consistency, loves patterns. If you do something for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days straight, trust and believe me, yo, please hear me. You are showing the spiritual realm that you have a consistent pattern in your life. And when they see that pattern, if that pattern ain't righteous, if that pattern ain't holy, if that pattern ain't leading you closer to Yahweh, it's not getting you closer to God, I'm telling you right now, a spirit is going to hijack that movement and cause you to keep doing it. You're going to begin to say to yourself, man, why am I still doing this? I don't even want to do it no more. But the whole time you've been hijacked because the spirit realm watched your patterns. People are bound to patterns, pattern behavior. We do it because we are spirit beings. We recognize and acknowledge patterns. That's why people say, man, how long you had your job? Oh, for 6 months you've been working there? That's a good pattern. That's good. You've been being consistent. Everybody look at consistency because we are spirit beings. The spirit realm look at consistency. And these are the things they don't want to teach you in the buildings, because a lot of people don't fully understand the spiritual realm. But I'm going to give you one truth tonight, because I told you I got to take you from street to spirit. And in the spirit realm, breaking the mentality of the drug dealer, the attitude of a system that's based in pattern, I want to begin to show you how this thing works in the spirit realm. So if you stop selling drugs, or if you stop doing something that's based on a pattern of your life, you know that's negative. You know that's destruction. You know it causes certain things. The enemy is going to watch your patterns. And if your patterns say, okay, I'm doing it right for 2 days, I'm doing it right for 3 days, I'm doing it right for 7 days, I'm doing it right for 14 days, the enemy sees your pattern, and God do too. That's the beauty of this thing. God see your patterns as well. So if you was walking straight for the last 2 years and you slipped and did something wrong, God ain't disqualify you. Now, if you do that wrong for the next month, you in trouble, because you just made yourself a consistent pattern in a particular behavior. And once you make a pattern of particular behavior, the spirit realm acknowledges it. And whatever spirit that thing attracts, it's coming. I don't care what it is. If it's lust, if it's perversion, if it's greed, if it's drug dealing, if it's hustling, whatever that thing attracts, it's coming. Whatever controls that thing, it's coming. It's a tentacle moving around the spirit realm, waiting to snatch you. This is the pattern behavior that many of us go through and many of us do. And yes, this is wind strategy. And I'm teaching true nature of spiritual warfare because you cannot come out those streets and think you can step into the things of God and everything gonna be easy. People that come from the streets, we have a harder problem than anybody else because we come from a mind frame and a behavior that is unorthodox, that is very manipulative, that is very deceptive. We come from a mind frame that is very crucial to conducting ourselves in everyday life. And I'm just speaking from one mentality. I'm dealing with the drug dealer. This is a person who's bound by the idea of selling drugs. So what they would do is they would now try to find prescription drug, they said. And the greatest trick that the enemy does to a man who's been bound by the mentality of drug dealer, he's going to tell him, all you gotta do is sell a little bit of weed. That ain't bad. Not knowing or not realizing that just selling a little bit of weed is what opens the door for you to start selling bricks again, for you to start selling 8 balls again, for you to start selling and being on the corner again, or for you to start being discreet of how you're hustling and start selling other things in the mix of like bundles of that run, like bundles of that fentanyl, that new thing they got out there right now. I don't know nothing about the fentanyl world. That's a different world from what I heard about. I ain't a part of that world, but it's a reality. It's a drug. What the enemy does, he tricks our mind. And how he tricks our mind is to think what we're doing is it's not bad as what we used to do. And that's the trickery. But in actuality, you want to do it because you feel like you can make money. And it's all rooted back to the attitude and the spirit of mammon. This is the reality of it. So today, and all that I've been revealing and giving to y'all and talking to y'all today about and trying to spot apart the truth of the spirit realm of Street to Spirit. Street to Spirit, y'all. Y'all see the logo? Street to Spirit. Y'all see the shirt? I got some attires, y'all. So I'm building a clothing line right now, Street to Spirit. And I got different things that's going to be on it. I want y'all to support me as well. And it's going to be different. It's going to be nice. And I hope it encourages everybody as I speak life into them about the street, being on the streets and coming into the spirit. And I want y'all to understand that I see people watching. You can ask questions. You can make comments and I will respond. This ain't like my other lives. This ain't me just trying to give a message and then calling you to leave. This is me saying communicate. You can communicate and I'm going to talk back. Because the truth of the matter is, what good is me just saying everything and you're not saying nothing, or you got questions and you don't want to ask it? Ask it. I see any comments you make. I'm watching it. I'm looking at it and I'm going to respond. And if I don't have an answer right now, I will pray on it and God will give it to me later. But it's for us to be able to understand how this spiritual realm works. And I want to teach the depths of the spirit realm. I'm giving only a snippet tonight, but I'm giving y'all a piece that you need to keep and you need to understand. I don't care what you do. The moment you can do something consistently, the spirit realm is watching. And it's like, man, how can I explain this? It's like a train, the old freight trains, and how they just locomotive trains and how they just they start off slow and then they begin to shoot and that thing just begin to build up and it build up momentum. And as the momentum the speed get faster. And this is what it's like in the spirit realm when we begin to do things. This is what like in the spirit realm when we begin to move places. This is what it's like in the spirit realm. In the spirit realm, as you begin to do something consistently, as you continue to walk in something consistently, what happens in that realm is that realm begins to see your pattern and see your process. It's like a light comes on in you. And when that light comes on in you, you begin to do a particular pattern. And when you begin to do that pattern, whatever that pattern match, that spirit coming. I need y'all to hear me. I don't care what you do. When you do it consistently, that spirit coming. No matter how many times you do it, whenever you do it. If you smoke weed every day, a spirit that's connected to marijuana is coming your way. Yes. If you drink every day, the spirit that's connected to alcohol is coming your way. And this is how you know when that thing has came your way and that thing has attached itself to your life or it's over your life. It don't have to be attached to you. It can be over you. The moment you try to let it go, watch your character, watch your attitude, watch your decision making, watch everything about your life. You're going to see chaos begin to happen because this spirit, this particular thing enables certain things in your life. Yes. All of this is a part of the pattern. All of this is a part of what's going on in your life, going on with you. All of this is a part of it. So I need y'all to understand, as we go from street to spirit, and I begin to deal with certain behaviors and mentalities in the streets, and then take us to mysteries and deep depths of the spirit. I need y'all to hear me that this spiritual stuff is deep. It's real. It's nothing to play with. You are a spirit being with a soul in a body. Yes, you. You are a spirit being first with a soul in a body. And your soul can function in this realm and in that realm. That's why when you sleep, you have dreams, but you're actually in the spirit. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. When you go to sleep and you start dreaming, you are in the spirit. And the more you become conscious and more you become aware of what's going on with you in the spirit and in your dreams, you're becoming spiritually conscious. Have you ever had a dream and it felt so real, like something grabbed you, like you screamed and you woke up and you felt the pain? You woke up and you felt the nervousness. You woke up because you was in the spirit realm. You weren't in the natural. You weren't in no soul realm. You weren't just having a dream. You was in the spirit realm. And that realm is real. And a lot of people don't talk about this. A lot of people don't teach this, but it's true. Because you are a spirit being with a soul living in a body. The moment you feel tangible things in your dream, the moment you become conscious in your dream, you are in the spirit realm. You are in a whole nother realm. Please hear me. Please understand what I'm saying to you right now, because I know you've experienced it. And if you haven't, but you had dreams and things don't happen, I'm telling you, you in the spirit. You could be in the dark world or you could be in the light world, but you're in the spirit because we are spirit beings. And when our bodies are asleep, trying to rejuvenate and restore, our spirits don't rest. Our soul now feeds and connects with that part of us in the spirit. The soul don't sleep, y'all. Hear me. The soul does not sleep. The spirit does not sleep. It remains woke. The body rejuvenates to live in this realm, but the soul does not. And the spirit does not. That's why Jesus said, come to me, all you are heavy laden, I will give you rest. Make from me, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Because he understands what goes on with the soul. When your body is asleep, your soul is supposed to be able to rest in the spirit. But if your body sleep and your soul is running from something in the spirit, your soul never getting the proper peace that it needs. So you wake up, even though your body has rested, your soul is still in trouble because it don't have no peace. Battle with your own mind, trying to minimize your poor choices, knowing that there is nothing minimal about the chaos you're attaching to something just came up on my screen. To your something. I don't know. Spirit. Exactly. And it's so many people dealing with things in our spirit, y'all. It's so many people dealing with things in our lives. And we don't realize that what you do in this realm affects you in that realm. I was teaching people in the Bible study the other day. This is going to be the last thing I give y'all. I was teaching them in the Bible study the other day. Meditation, y'all, is when you get quiet, this is the Eastern idea of meditation. It is a form. It is a true form. When you get quiet, you relax, you calm the sense of your spirit, and you begin to connect with your spirit while you're woke. And you're meditating, you're calming in a peaceful environment. But actually, you're keying in on particular thoughts. But the truth of the matter is, y'all, you walk around every day meditating. Meditation is your legs in the spirit realm. So if you watch a show on TV and you binge watch that thing, you just meditated for 6 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours. You binge watched that show, but you was meditating on that thing. And your feet in the spirit realm was moving. And whatever produced that show or produced that thing, you just walk to it. Then you go to sleep and wonder why you having nightmares or why you having this, because you just walked to a place a spirit was because it entertained you through that show. It entertained you. You don't even get it. It's taming you. This is what happens when you're dealing with the spirit realm. This is what people take for granted every day. This is why mental health is going crazy, because so many people have taken for granted the spirit realm. And that's why our minds is losing it. Not because we are crazy, because we are not accepting the truth about the spirit realm. The moment you begin to allow someone to teach you and you begin to embrace the reality of spirit, your soul gonna get better and your body. You're gonna find yourself healed faster. I know they say it's all these herbs we can use and these different things outside of the pharmacy or the pharmaceutical of the medicines, and the herbs can do it. But you would be amazed what strength would do for your spirit when you understand the realm of the spirit. It will heal your body because it will restore your soul. Your soul will get restored. This is very important, y'all. And I pray y'all can hear me, and I pray y'all can receive it. This is real. This is Street2Spirit. And I hope y'all will receive something different. I hope it touched your soul. I hope it reminded you of something great, because God is great, y'all. And the spirit realm is real. So as we continue to go from street to spirit, we're going to go into different things and we're going to deal on different levels. Next week, y'all, I'm going to start doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm bringing forth Street2Spirit. I'm going live on Street2Spirit every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'm going live on my other page to do prophetic things, to do prophetic teaching, prophetic truths. I'm going live on that page Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So expect me to have a video, a message every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because I'm going in. I'm about to unlock us on spiritual levels. If you can hear what I'm saying, if you have ears to hear what the Ruach, the Spirit, is saying to you, I promise you, before I'm done, you're going to be so spiritually aware. You're going to begin to understand and how to value your person. The thing about understanding the spiritual realm is learning how to value you. When you only value things about yourself in this realm, you're not valuing you. You only valuing a part, but not the whole. And that's very important for everyone to understand. We got to begin to understand the depths of the spirit realm, because we are spirit beings. I appreciate all y'all for coming out. There's levels to this thing, and we're about to go to levels. And I'm going to teach you dimensions. Yeah, each level, there's a level, then there's dimensions. I'm telling y'all, on each dimension, there is levels. But then there's another dimension with other levels. And you can't mess with you from this dimension to that dimension. It don't work like that, because there are different spirits in different parts of the dimensions of the spiritual realm that don't play with other spirits and other parts of the dimension realm. Y'all didn't know that, huh? Y'all didn't know that the kingdom of darkness wars with itself as well. But it understands its levels so it don't step out of line. That's why a kingdom divided cannot stand. And the kingdom of darkness understand the levels and the dimensions of each level, and they know not to cross over. Man, boy, this thing can get deep. I can take y'all in right now. This thing gets deep. Please enjoy and learn how to walk in the spirit realm. It's very important, becoming spiritually conscious. So many people are spiritually conscious and don't even know how to be spiritually conscious. They don't even know how to walk that thing out and intentionally do things. I'm going to teach you how to intentionally get things moved in your life. And this ain't witchcraft. This ain't sorcery. This is the Spirit of God, the ruler of the spirit realm, teaching and revealing secrets and truths to me. I ain't read this in no book. I ain't looked at nobody else. God, I pray in the middle of the night on prayer watches, and God begins to reveal to me mysteries. He comes to me and reveals to me secrets. And it's my duty to unlock the kingdom of God, the body of Christ, and those who want to know the truth about the spiritual realm. It's my duty to unlock you so your eyes can see, your ears can hear. If you have a prophetic vessel in your life, or claiming to be prophetic, and they can't open your eyes to see or your ears to hear, they false. They're false. Because the duty and the assignment of a prophet, a true prophet of God, A true prophetic vessel is to be able to equip the saints for the work of ministry. Not like an apostle, not like an evangelist, not like a pastor, not like a teacher, but like a prophet. And a prophet's assignment is to open your eyes and your ears to see and hear from God. From Yahweh, a prophet of Yahweh. But there's different type of prophets out there now, y'all. And there's different type of gods out there now, y'all. So understand, in the spirit realm, there are many gods. There are many things that want to be considered God and want to be worshipped. And the thing is, Yahweh will let you worship him if you want to bow down to him. Know that. He's not going to stop you. He's not going to stop them from causing you to do. And he's going to honor whatever they want to be done because they're spirit beings in the spirit realm walking under order of the Spirit of God. Yeah, that's how deep this thing gets. This thing gets real deep. This thing gets real. So I want to encourage everybody, man, as we begin to develop and grow in this thing from Street to Spirit, really building up in the characteristics of Yeshua, really building up in the understanding of the spiritual realm. Yes, I'm not religious. I'm not caught up in, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm all this. I ain't none of that. I'm kingdom. I'm of the way. Because majority of stuff is religion. And God ain't religious. God is spirit. One aspect of God is spirit. I ain't take out there yet. That's another level. That's a whole nother level. But the reality is, it's so many things to begin to understand. But you need to get a relationship with the true living Yahweh. Elohim, the most high Elohim. And like I told y'all, there's many gods in the spirit realm. And they are real. And they honor the most high God. And they recognize if you honor the most high God. And they won't mess with you if you honor the most high God. Because they know the most high God is going to deal with them. But if you want to play around and walk in different patterns, Yahweh going to let you. Because he gave you the will to do what you feel that you want to do. But it's our duty as prophetic vessels to pull people out of darkness and break the chain. And I promise you, if one thing I can or I am going to do in this earth, in this time, I was a fool for the devil. I was an animal. I didn't mind putting no work. I was on cold bull in my life, in that time of my life. And today I'm a fool and I go hard for Jesus. I go hard for the kingdom of God on earth, and I'm going to establish it. And I'm going to open people's eyes to the spirit realm. Yes, the spirit realm. It's real. And for those that's coming in and people that's just learning or tapping in right now, because I'm definitely about to close off because I've been on this thing for a minute. I don't know, it's been an hour. I just know it's been a minute. But all I can tell you is you are a spirit brand with a soul living in the body. And until you get your spirit right, your soul and your body will always be at war. Because your body needs the balance of your spirit to keep in line the traits that the soul grabs from in this realm of wickedness. There are a lot of wicked things that goes on in this realm, and it filters into our soul, and we adopt behaviors and natures according to what we entertain and pull in every day, all day. What we entertain and pull in every day, all day. We got to begin to understand those things affect our soul. And if we don't understand our spirit, we will never begin to understand how to overcome the things our soul connects with in this life. And then our spirit man begin to wander in places where our soul has taken it. And our spirit has to cry out to the Spirit of God to pull us out of our mess. Yeah, your spirit cries out to God. Yes, it does. When you feel that feeling in your body, you be like, man, I'm tired. Man, I'm convicted. Man, I feel bad. That ain't you. That ain't your soul. That's your spirit. Your spirit is crying out. Your spirit want out. Not out of you, but out of the circumstance situation that you have put it in. Because your soul has been fed on by this natural realm more than comprehending and understanding the spiritual realm. I know this may be a little deep. I know this may sound off the wall. But the reality is, it's real. Because you are a spirit with a soul living in the body. Street to Spirit. I appreciate everybody for coming out. I hope y'all understood something. I hope y'all received something. I hope y'all learned something. I hope something touched you. I hope y'all can begin to build you and establish you in the spirit in truth. and not be deceived by the trick and the lies of the darkness and the kingdom of darkness that he's trying to work in this earth on this day. Y'all be blessed, be great, be encouraged, be uplifted. And we'll meet next on Monday. Street to Spirit, signing out.